When New Zealand does make a call on whether to recognise the state of Palestine, we'll be ready to update this video again right here. Well, here's the update.
We are not ready to make that gesture.
However, more than 80% of the United Nations member countries have been ready to make that gesture. The US is now the only permanent member of the UN Security Council not to recognise Palestinian statehood, with US officials calling state recognition a performance that would make Hamas feel more emboldened. Helen Clark says New Zealand's argument for not recognising Palestine makes very little sense. If you recognise the state of Palestine now, you are empowering the Palestinian Authority, which Hamas is not a member of. Former New Zealand diplomat Colin Keating says,
recognition is an incremental process in which collectively the international community begins to move the status quo.
That's also been the conclusion of many of our usual allies. Canada, France, Australia and the UK all recognised Palestinian statehood earlier this month, with the Prime Minister of the UK saying,
"This is a practical plan to bring people together that takes us from a ceasefire in Gaza to negotiations on a two-state solution."
As of September, Israel's attacks on Gaza have displaced around 90% of its population. A UN independent commission recently concluded that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Hey, no more social media for under 16s. That's what the New Zealand government wants to achieve before the next election. Other countries have already done it, but it hasn't always been easy. So, here are the 5 things you need to know. 1. Australia's social media ban for under 16s comes into effect this December. The law will fine companies like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube up to $49.5 million if they get caught letting someone under 16 make an account. 2. In the UK, laws came into effect in July, forcing all adult entertainment sites to implement rigorous age-checking procedures. All social media and large search engines also have to make sure that kids can't see stuff like this. 3. Kids are already finding ways around the age checks. VPN use in the UK has skyrocketed, and sometimes you can pretend to be an adult just by holding up a picture of Norman Reedus. Adults also have their own privacy concerns about handing over personal information to a third party while trying to jerk off. 4. Nepal attempted to ban all social media for everyone, and that was the final straw that led to mass protests and the Prime Minister's resignation. 5. It remains to be seen what New Zealand's legislation will look like, because Erica Stanford is still working on it. In the meantime, young people continue to ask, wait, what are we doing about the elderly people who share fake news 7 times more than young people? Oh, still nothing? Okay, great.
If you're watching this video, I have been kidnapped by the IOF and taken to Israel against my will.
That was 18-year-old New Zealander Samuel Leeson in a video uploaded this morning, saying that he has been illegally abducted by Israeli forces while attempting to deliver aid to Gaza as part of the Global Sumud Flotilla. There are 2 other New Zealanders involved in the flotilla. Posts on social media now show that Hannah Hamida and Yusuf Samoa have also been detained. A spokesperson for New Zealand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade has said our embassy in Turkey has been in contact with the Israel Foreign Ministry, and New Zealand has a long-standing do not travel advisory in place for Gaza. The flotilla itself is made up of over 50 boats and 500 people from all over the world, including Greta Thunberg, Nelson Mandela's grandson, Mandla Mandela, and several European lawmakers. The flotilla is attempting to break Israel's blockade and deliver humanitarian aid to the region where more than 500,000 people are at risk of starvation. The flotilla set sail in late August and early September from various places including Barcelona, Tunis, and Genoa. The Israeli Foreign Ministry has shared a post to X confirming that several vessels of the flotilla have been stopped and their passengers are being transferred to an Israeli port. With over 66,000 Palestinians killed by Israel over the last 2 years, the UN Commission of Inquiry has declared that Israel is committing a genocide.